across the 40, stays on his feet, cuts it back. Marion Brown, another kickoff return for a touchdown.
Look out! There goes two! No flags! Touchdown!
Howard in trouble!
Incomplete! And the Michigan Wolverines will shock the college football world!
Time coming off. Howard's going to run for it. Time runs out. And that'll do it. Oh, my goodness. Welcome to the Big Ten, Oregon. They storm the field at Austin.
He handed it off to Love, who stays on his feet. Love is in the end zone. Notre Dame has won the Orange Bowl, and Marcus Freeman is taking them to the championship game.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Week Zero podcast, where two of us are very sad, but for very different reasons. Ryan is completely and utterly drunk. Meanwhile, the paper bags have finally come out for us VT fans. Josh, I think you're muted.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh, yeah, say anything. So yes, I will have the paper bag on for a little bit. This was my dinner.
Hey, Connor.
What?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Owen.
Owen?
Owen.
Owen who?
Owen 3.
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay, so I forgot to put these.
Come on. Come here.
Okay, so we're doing our reactions. Ryan is completely and utterly drunk right now.
Yeah, I am.
We're rolling off because of this game. There's a few other big games
There's a good girl.
that we can quickly talk about as well. So, Ryan, just give us your initial thoughts on this game.
So I told you guys off air. I'm not going to repeat it here, but I'm glad that I am drunk as fuck right now because I think it is helping me kind of cope with this at the moment because I'm just numb. I'm more just like depressed at how this game ended than mad. But like I think that's the alcohol kind of suppressing it right now. But tomorrow morning I'll look back on this game, watch the tape, and I'll be utterly pissed the fuck off because we hired a DC called Chris Ash that he was supposed to be a placeholder DC for 1 year, and because the plan was to get Mike Mickens, who's arguably the best DB coach in the nation, produce Sauce Gardner, produce Ben Morrison, produce Leonard Moore, and it could kind of elevate him to DC next year. Well, with what I'm seeing, you might as well fucking fire Chris Ash and just elevate Mickens now because Chris Ash has completely ruined. In little under a season, he has took a top 5 defense, the best man coverage defense in college football, one of the best pass rushing defenses in college football, and completely neutered them and made them look like complete and utter dog shit. We made Marcel Reed look like the second coming of Cam Newton. And my thing is,
there was one point, wasn't it? He had like 11 or 12 completions for like 300 yards at one point,
yes,
right?
Yeah. And I don't.
That's
again,
Tim Tebow versus the Steelers in the playoffs level numbers right there.
like you guys can probably give me better analysis because you guys aren't drunk right now for the most part. But what I saw was a team that sat back in zone for the second straight game, was stripped of their identity, and there will be people that will do the whole, well, you only lost to 2 ranked teams by 4 combined points. This was a team that was in the national championship last year. The offense is not the issue. Jeremiah Love's not the issue. CJ Carr's not the issue. The offensive line, for the most part tonight, wasn't the problem. You lost 41-40. in a defense that last year averaged maybe 17, 18 points a game. We can sit here and say, oh, well, Tyler Buckner fumbling the PAT lost us the game. I can sit up here and bitch about the bullshit targeting call on Marcel Reed, which, to my opinion, was only called because Reed got injured on the play. Realistically, by the definition of the rule, that's not targeting. He led with the crown of his helmet, but it was not to the head or neck area. It was directly to the shoulder. That kept the drive alive that A&M got to tie the game on. There's a lot of things I could bitch about. The final play where they scored a touchdown on 4th and goal, there was a clear holding that was not called. Whatever. Realistically, you should not have to. Your offense shouldn't have to score 40 points for you to win a football game. We're not in the Big 12. We're not meant to win like that, and that's a problem. I really don't know where we go from here. I guess the good news is we get to play Purdue next week.
Hope what happened to VT doesn't happen to you guys.
I'm really worried about that Arkansas game, man. Arkansas, I really think we lose to Arkansas now, but I'll let you guys give your thoughts on the game. But I'm really
real quick. Ryan and I are at very different levels of annoyance with our teams. I'm at the full acceptance stage of my team, and I have been there for about 7 years now. I'm also the type of fan that doesn't really get that angry or mad or upset when my team loses, and Ryan has said I'm not a real fan because of it. So I'm just at this. We'll get into VT later, but for this,
yeah. So for this, what?
Why
did Notre Dame lose?
Go ahead, Josh.
Oh, I think Josh.
No.
Josh, you go first.
Okay, I'll go. Okay. They failed to execute down the stretch, defensively, and in special teams. Realistically, in special teams is where they lost this game. You cannot fumble that snap. Cannot do that.
What's ironic, and they said this during the broadcast.
Offensively, production, pretty great, pretty fantastic, good utilization of Love. When the game was on the line, you gave it to your best player. He got you first downs. He got you all the way down. Got that touchdown when you needed it. The extra point not being kicked is atrocious. Allowing a kick return touchdown, which was called back because of a holding call, that could have been disastrous right there.
I honestly think, Josh, really quick,
it could have been better for you had they not thrown the flag.
Really quick, though, Josh, and that's where I wanted to go with that real quick. Hold on real quick. With how the offense played and how the defense played, I said this at the moment. I was like, that would be better if they returned that for a touchdown. We had 3 timeouts, 2:40 left. The offense was humming.
It would have been smarter. It almost would have been smarter if Freeman had just declined the penalty, let the touchdown stand, because he could have declined it, let that stand, and then you get I think that was around 2:30, 2:40 left on the clock or something with 3 timeouts, and you'd be only down by 1, and you'd have that's plenty of time to, especially with how the last
go down and kick a field goal.
Yeah, the last drive was a very methodical drive for Notre Dame, where it was like 6+ minutes, but they definitely could have, done a proper 2 minutes.
Not saying you can predict the future, okay? Because Marcus Freeman trusts his players, he trusts his team to go out there and win. If he didn't, they wouldn't be playing for him.
Oh no.
You really got to execute down the stretch, and the difference between these two teams is Texas A&M did.
And I think, as you know, Sean and I'm sure Ryan, when he's not, even though I'm surprised we haven't heard Ryan complaining too much about the refs.
Dude, I've already
They
said
were
that. Like,
SEC refs. SEC refs are terrible.
Refs are always terrible. I know SEC are
No, Connor,
the
you
only
don't
two things, like
understand. You don't
realistically, right? The only two things I'm mad about is the targeting call on Reed that kept a drive alive. That was just utterly bullshit. And which, by the way, affects us for next week. But and then secondly, on that 4th and goal, our team captain, number 41, on 4th and goal, gets tackled. Like, it's a clear holding call, and the replays, the broadcast even went back and circled it, and they just don't call it. That, to me, it's like, I think when in that situation, though, they're probably thinking, final play of the game, we're just going to let them play. But when it's that blatant, like, you've got to throw the flag.
I've never seen a hold where a defender got tackled by the legs like that. I will say
that was just
for me.
And I'd be interested to see. I don't think the SEC will come out and have them justify it, but I'd be interested to see.
They'll probably come out like we've seen in the past. Where they'll say, yes, this call was missed or something. We've seen that from SEC and ACC, SEC and ACC.
Let me tell you what's not going to happen.
What?
That.
Oh, that's not going to happen?
No, absolutely not.
Well, the only time I ever saw it happen was
they'll come out and say there's holding on most plays.
The only time I've ever blamed, actually, now I think about it, the only time I've ever actually seen that was after that infamous Duke Miami game, where that crazy return by Miami, where 5 different things were missed by the crew. Yeah. That's the only time. Maybe I'm thinking the NFL does that. The NFL is more like this.
Let's for now.
Real quick, I do want to ask a question, just because this was brought up.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Honestly, fantastic game.
It was a good game.
You know what's crazy? What's crazy, Josh, is somebody put this in our group chat, and somebody said Notre Dame's had the best 2 games. Like the weekends that they played had the best 2 games, the most exciting games of the weekend, and they lost both of them. And that's what makes it. The thing is, like, and I had somebody in the group chat be like, "We can still make the playoff." I'm like, "No, we can't."
No, 2 losses Notre Dame.
Honestly,
if you run the table, you can, but you have no margin for error.
Yeah, like, and they're like, "Well, you lost by 2 ranked teams by a total of 4 points." I'm like, I don't care. Realistically, they don't deserve to get in. Could I see a scenario where Notre Dame rattles off 10 straight wins, and because of the brand and what they did last year, they'll be like, "Yeah, we'll let you sneak in." But realistically, with the way this defense is now, if we get in the playoff and we have to go on the road to like a Ohio State and Oregon, a Penn State, a Texas, an SEC team, we're going to get absolutely obliterated. So I would rather just focus on developing CJ Carr, because I think you do have something in Carr that you haven't had an Notre Dame quarterback in a while, and that's your primary focus, and just get through the rest of the season.
And kind of almost see how he develops and prepare them maybe
Oddly
for this year, but also for next year.
Ryan, we are in the exact same boat when it comes to quarterback. Not in the same situation, but the exact same boat. Let Bully ride. Just let it go. Whatever happens. Get him some meaningful snaps. Let him try to win some football games.
It's just crazy to me, Josh, because I remember the conversation about us heading into the season was quarterback. What is CJ Carr going to be? And it's like
he's looked good.
The first 2 weeks, it's like CJ Carr didn't lose you the game. Your defense did. Yeah. Your offensive line did. It's like the 2 things that I thought for sure were going to be what Notre Dame was great at is the 2 things that lost us 2 games. And it's crazy to me. And I read the hot seat's crazy. Freeman's got his hot seat back on because of the expectations. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it personally, but you should hear the way the group chat's talking right now.
No, y'all are just emotional after a loss.
Like,
calm down.
Who do you have next? Purdue?
Yeah, we're going to see who the best team in Indiana is.
Very true. Okay. So
it might be Indiana.
So Ryan, any last thoughts before we move on to some of the other games?
I No, I'm good.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Did you guys see any of this game at all?
I didn't see.
I
I
saw a little
saw
bit
it
of it.
briefly.
Yeah, I
So-
saw a little bit of it.
So
Lagway underperforming like I
five
predicted
picks.
this year. Yeah.
So-
underperforming. Like and this just goes to show he's not. And I don't think LSU is that much better on defense, right? You know, we're talking about an LSU defense that was
pretty bad last year.
very bad the past couple of years, and I don't think LSU's defense is that much crazy better this year. But
it's not as good. It's nowhere as good as.
You know, you get an interception, you get a pick six, right? So
Yeah.
like you just it's one of those things. I called him having a sophomore slump. I think we're in the midst of it, and talk about a hot seat, right? And even Florida fans after last week.
Are you talking about hot seat for?
Crazy as they are.
Are you talking about
right?
hot seat for Napier or Lagway?
Napier. Lagway
Okay.
doesn't have a hot seat yet.
Yeah.
Yet. Did you see what Vanderbilt did today? Well, yet, right?
Well, that's the next topic. That's our next topic.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But the Florida Gators and Billy Napier. I mean, like Florida fans are a little crazy. Like they still thought they had a chance coming into this week to win this game and turn their season around, and it didn't happen this week.
Mm-hmm.
When do they give up? Like the fans, not the team. When do the fans give up on Billy? Because now Billy has a losing record.
I mean, I feel like it feels like maybe because I don't follow as much as the SEC as you do. It just feels like the fan base has already given up, or really was starting to give up after last week. But even coming into the season, even he got a bit of a grace because of how tough the schedule was.
Well, no, how well they did last season.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He got kind of a grace for that, turning it around where we thought it was going to be like a 4-win season because of how tough that schedule is. And there's like all of a sudden they get 8 wins, 8-5.
Mm-hmm.
So like, oh, okay, cool. And then, but now he loses to USF, who gets destroyed by Miami. Then he loses this game where
that was a bad take.
LSU wasn't anything special. It was a 20-10 game. If Lagway was at all halfway good, they are able to probably keep it to less than a 2-score game and probably push for an actual win at some point. Florida or the Gators could. So, it's all just it all just depends.
Yeah. Ryan, you said you saw some like snippets of this game?
Yeah, when I was watching the Notre, because I was at a watch party for the Notre Dame game.
Yeah.
But we had specifically the Notre Dame game on, so I saw like some highlight clips. I saw the touchdown that Lagway threw, which to tie it up 10-10, which was a beautiful throw, by the way. And then the next highlight I saw was him throwing the pick six, and I was like, "Yeah, this is
the duality of Lagway."
Yeah. Which, by the way, Florida fans, for all the hype that Lagway got coming into the season, and again, I was one of the people that was like, didn't buy into it fully yet because, again, his stats last year, 12 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 57% completion percentage, not the best, but I guess you gave him the kind of benefit of the doubt of he was a true freshman. I think now you're seeing, again, it's a sophomore slump. I still think he's super talented, but
no doubt.
He's nowhere near the Heisman candidate that Florida fans hyped him up to be.
Yeah. And neither is Nussmeier, by the way. I thought Nussmeier would be much more.
Nussmeier didn't really play that well either. It was just he just did just enough to.
He didn't lose the game.
There's always games where even guys who are seen as like Heisman candidates or contenders, there are definitely games where it's just not their night, and you ask them to not try to do anything spectacular, just not give the game away, give the ball away, just do enough to win, and that's what he did. Obviously, Lagway really was the reason why LSU was able to win, was just him throwing so many picks. But Nussmeier return the
All
favor.
right. Next
Okay.
topic.
Next one, Vandy.
Rank Vandy, you
Blows-
cowards.
Vandy blows out South Carolina. Now,
Lenore Sellers leaves the game in the second quarter with a concussion.
Did they call targeting on that? Because I know they were reviewing it. They were reviewing
Yes, they did call targeting on
They
that.
did? Okay. I didn't see that part. I was out at a bar, so I didn't see that part. Now, USC, the real USC, has gone from slight panic, barely being a VT team that we now know is really bad, to
running
last
around like
week.
chickens with their heads cut off.
Yeah, and now it's just all.
Oh, and
Jesse, just put it. Just put it in
go
here.
ahead, Jesse. Go on. If
Jesse,
you
just
type
put
it
it
in there,
there.
we'll put it up.
We'll answer it. We
Yeah.
apologize since you're just on Twitter. It's just hard. We don't want to have 50. We don't have all 400 people in here trying to speak their minds. We do apologize, but we appreciate. Wow, I was not expecting this.
Yeah. I've been watching it steadily climb. Watch now it's
So-
going to go down.
Okay,
But-
what's your thoughts on this?
My thought on Vandy absolutely obliterating. And I got a question because I didn't really watch this game. I was helping someone fix their truck, and
Are you asking about Pavia?
yeah, I asked about Pavia because there were some drives there kind of in the second quarter where they had what looked like a backup quarterback in.
Let me check. Let me check the box score. Yeah, they did have their backup has just one attempt on the game. Let me see like the play-by-play. Let me see.
Yeah,
what's
but he had missed.
By the way, was I the only one that took Vandy in this game?
You might have been.
Probably. I definitely know I took USC.
I lost 2 points because of you.
Dude, what if Diego Pavia
Wins the Heisman.
wasn't lying to us and he did come back to Vanderbilt to win a national championship and to win the SEC championship?
Bro.
Pump your friggin' brakes. Like you actually no. Slam on your brakes. Send that idea through the windshield, all right? Do it.
There's nothing that I can see in their play-by-plays that shows that he was out. Looks like he was.
You know what, Josh? You know, Pavia was the next few games. So Vanderbilt plays Georgia State and some other G5 team, and then they have the.
They could be 5-0. What's their?
They could be 5-0 go heading into the Bama game at Bama.
Yeah, they could be.
5-0 Vandy ranked maybe in the top 15 if that keeps going. Ooh, boy.
Yeah, nuts.
He's fired up. Jesse really wants to get in here.
It really does.
I'm taking off, guys.
Type your question, dog. Like that's it. Type
Yeah,
question.
just put your take in here real quick.
You can talk to us through the comments.
Yeah, I'm really high on Vandy after this game. I think there's a legitimate chance. I think they will be ranked after this game.
Oh yeah, they'll be ranked after.
There's a legitimate chance. Like I don't think the AP poll would do it just because, again, the types of people that vote for it, and I think they would be a heavy brand bias, right? But with how Vanderbilt has realistically looked, to me they'd be a top 15 team right now.
Yeah.
And then who's to say by the time they play Alabama, that's not a top 12 matchup? Like,
Which is insane to me. But
which is crazy. But we're going to find out what Vanderbilt is after that Bama. They play Bama at Auburn. They play, was it Kentucky, Tennessee, at LSU. Yeah, it's a gauntlet they got coming up.
I don't know. Kentucky's an easy win.
So, the also other thing, someone, and I saw this, I can't remember where I saw it earlier, is that Clark Lee, the head coach, with what he's done building Vandy up, it's in a spot where, if he jumps to another program, like if he was to be hired